There are plenty of reasons for global interest in this.
Yeah, and I think there might be a bit difference between what global investors are looking at with this election and what the local community here is going to be voting for as well. But as you say, right, this is one of the most hotly contested national elections that we've seen in decades. And we're just about a little over 24 hours away from when polls will open tomorrow to kick off this election. And certainly a lot is at stake, as we've been talking about all week now. And really the high level, interest in what we're seeing when it comes to what this means for cross-strait relations, U.S.-China relations as well, Taiwan's position, of course, in key supply chains like advanced semiconductors. That certainly is a reason why there's a lot of implications to not just what it means for cross-strait relations, but also the global economy. So, this is a chance for Taiwanese voters to decide what Taiwan's future is going to be. Is it going to be one that is going to lead to, heralding more ties with China, which is exactly what the KMT and TPP is vowing for? Or is this about democracy with the U.S.'s backing, which would put the DPP, if they win, a third straight term, and which is something that we haven't seen before?
Well, so given the importance of this to China, any signs of Beijing perhaps trying to meddle in the election in some way, Yvonne, or doing anything that might impact the results Saturday?
Yeah, there certainly has been several things that we've reported about. You talked about the Chinese balloons. There's been some, signs of China really trying to interfere as well with economic coercion, and they've suspended some of these tariff concessions on some Taiwanese products and warning that there might be more. And then, of course, there's some more dirtier tactics, right? We've seen, videos surfacing online, fake videos of President Tsai Ing-wen. Of course, we can't verify where those videos came from, but certainly that does show you just the anxiety that we see leading up to this election. And then, of course, just a few days ago, that sort of missile air raid alarm that certainly sent some panic across the ground here when that alert came on people's phones. It turned out just to be a satellite launch from China, but there was just a bad case of translation as well, because the English side said that it was a missile sort of launch. So certainly that led to some more of why we're seeing this sort of fever pitch leading up to this election now, and how far Beijing is going to go in response to this election in meddling is still a key topic here, but certainly there's a lot at stake here so far.
It's such a great chart that we just showed as well, the Bloomberg New Taiwan Strait Stress Index. And I want to throw up another chart taking a look at expected heightened volatility. Yvonne, you've seen this, right, when it comes to Taiwan dollar versus the US dollar. And over the next week, it is expected to be a pretty rocky ride. Having said that, at the moment, we're seeing traders trading currency options the most bullish on the Taiwan dollar in about 16 years. So how are we expecting the market impact to be expressed?
Yeah, I think it's interesting, right? We've been talking to our guests about this as well, and people are easily to say this election might just be noise at the moment, right? This is just the first sort of major geopolitical test for global investors this year. We saw a lot of elections to come, of course, with the U.S. election in November as well. That might be more the important matter in all this. But when you look at, as you say, local markets, you are seeing that volatility in the currency. But from the analysts that our colleagues have been talking to, this might look more like a slow burn than really some sort of drastic volatility that could ensue. Obviously, if it's something that's a shock sort of win from the opposition parties or either one, that might be a surprise to the market and might actually help sentiment, right? If we see closer ties with Beijing. But keep in mind, we have the Taiwan stock benchmark, very tech heavy. It's trading near all-time highs right now. This is one of the leading markets last year, and that wasn't really because of any geopolitics, but this AI trade that really has helped markets like Taiwan and South Korea. So potentially, we talked to a guest just this week saying, look, the AI craze, that could still continue this year, and potentially it could overshadow some of the geopolitical concerns.